Hello guys, thank you for viewing my video. I'm Megasaki87. Sorry about the camera angle and stuff. I had to put the camera on something that to help view the screen. I just have to work with whatever I got, and I've angled the screen as best as I can to the camera, and so I can view the screen myself. I thought I'd do a video on Ubuntu 10.4 LTS. Thought I'll do a video on the installation side of things, if people are interested in seeing how to install Ubuntu itself and how relatively easy it is. I can say Ubuntu and Fedora, which is the two main ones that I've been using, are very easy to install, and you can probably get it installed to a basic setup in probably around 35 minutes, no more. So this is the installation that I've currently got on this system, not running off the CD. At least if you're one of those people that really want to try Linux and you don't really want to install it, I may have mentioned on other videos that you can run Linux from the CD without even installing it. Just like almost try before you buy. So what I'll do, actually before I pop in the CD to get this ball rolling, this video compared to one of my earlier videos that I made on Fedora Linux, which was called Unsuccessful Fedora Raid. When I done that video, I was using virtualization software or virtual software, so it will install in virtual, like on a virtual machine inside of my operating system. This one I'm actually using on dedicated hardware, so everything will run a lot more smoother. So hopefully you guys will enjoy whatever of my video from now on. So what I'll do, I'm just going to pop in the CD and restart the computer. So yeah, I just got the system, Ubuntu CD in the tray. Just close down this window, restart, and of course you'll see this little window in the middle of the screen. Yes, of course I'm going to restart. So right here I'm actually using a motherboard with a Intel Celeron on it. We're running at 2 GHz. It's got 2 gigs of RAM and and 160 gigs of hard drive space. Now it's booting, so it's going to go to the boot into the CD itself, so I can do a typical install of Linux. And of course, yeah, I'll be skipping some parts in the video, so it's probably not really worth viewing them, because either way they're pretty or easy. So for the most part, because you don't have to activate the software like you do under Windows, so because there's considered no piracy issues or something under Linux itself, because it's completely free anyways. And as you have already noticed, that you can't see me because I'm actually sitting right behind the pretty much sitting behind the camera in a way, so I'm not going to really move the camera around too much, so you can see me. So, and what's just popped up here is the install window. So you can actually you've got two choices on this version of Linux compared to previous releases that I know of. I know on previous releases it came up on the boot menu, where this one here would actually go onto the graphical interface. So you've got actually as I said, two choices. You can actually try Ubuntu 10.04 run it off by running it off the CD without needing to install it, or if you actually wanted to, you can install it straight away, and so you can actually run with that. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to install it. Obviously this is because, yeah, this is a video I've made, so we're going to install it anyway. So anyway, we'll install it. So now we go to the next menu. So of course, yeah, in this menu here you've got to select your the language that you currently want to run the setup in, but for me I'm going to run it in English. So yes, so right now it's getting the setting up the clock, so it's synchronizing the clock with the web server, so you've got the correct time. And so currently I'm just going to leave the clock as it is right now, so it doesn't really matter. And the keyboard layout obviously is going to be suggesting the US keyboard mat, so I'm going to leave it as is. And if you're considering dual booting, I recommend using custom settings, which is like right here, specify partitions manually. If you know exactly what you're doing, then I recommend go for it. Or if you just want to format the disk altogether, just go erase and use the entire disk. Or you can actually, if not, you can actually do it the easy way. You can just go install the operating system side by side, like with the one you previously got there. Like say for example, if you've got Windows installed, you can install it side by side with Windows, and you can actually choose between the two during startup. Like so, instead of it booting into Windows, and you can choose then, what it does, before you can boot either one, it comes up with a menu. So you can choose from that menu by selecting the up and down key and enter on your keyboard. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to erase and use the entire disk, just because I'm going to erase it anyway. So so if you've got two hard drives, you can specify them manually, so you can spread the entire operating system over two hard drives, so you can choose to either RAID it or anything. So either way, I've only got the one hard drive, so I'm going to erase and use the entire hard disk. So yep, go to the next menu. Just waiting for the next one. So what is your username? So I'm just going to create something. Alright, so then you've got once you've created your username and password, right down below you've got three options here for Ubuntu. At this point of time, like for Ubuntu 10.4, you've got three options. You can log in automatically, require my password to log in, or require my password to log in and decrypt my home folder. But the only thing is, why would you want to decrypt your home folder? You want to keep it as secure as possible. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to leave it with require my password to log in by default. So I'm going to go next, and it's got all the information here. So anyway, I'm going to go install. And then it's actually scanning the disks, detecting the file systems, and it's going to format it and install Linux itself. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to pretty much stop the video from here. This part here is going to probably take about 10-15 minutes to install. Okay, so I'll see you after. Okay, now the installation has finished. So what we'll do, we'll just continue on from now. So what it's actually asking me now is to restart the computer. So what I'll do, I'll hit restart. So what it's going to do is it's going to shut this graphical interface down and eject the CD. So now you can actually see all the writing on the screen. What it's doing now is rebooting into Ubuntu Linux 10.04 LTS, and it's going to get to the password box. It's going to prompt me for the username and password. So now logging in. Always, doesn't matter what operating system you use, I think just after the installation, the first time you log in, is always going to take the longest because it's going to create the set up the user account properly. But this account, it done it pretty well and pretty fast. So under your not sure if you can see it here. So if you can see the menu right up on this side here. So you've got your typical menu layout and everything. The update manager just popped up on me. So what it's doing is just getting all the information for the update manager from the internet. So this will be just the last thing it'll do. So it's just asking you to install restricted driver. So what I'll do, I'll just install the restricted driver. And it's a NVIDIA Accelerate graphics driver. So what I'll do, I will activate it and just give it the password and all. So and just give it the updates, which is about 200 at this point. There's 236 updates to install to this point of time, which is not too bad. Alright, so what I'll do, I'll just end the video here, and thank you for watching.